This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, discounted prices, miniaturemarket.com.
Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today it's gonna be one person, acting as a Titan, going against everybody else who's heroes. And these heroes are gonna be scaling the Titan, they're gonna be in the castle. And in this castle they're gonna be getting their cannons ready and firing this cannon at the Titan, trying to take it down. Today we're gonna be checking out Attack on Titan, The Last Stand. Now this is from Cryptozoic and it's designed by Antoine Boza and Ludovic Maublanc, two well-respected designers. So let me show you how it's played and I'll see you on the other side. In Attack on Titan, one player is going to play the Titan, and this humongous piece of cardboard is the Titan with different levels, and one player is playing the Titan trying to kill off the heroes. All the other players are heroes trying to take down the Titan. There's 8 different heroes you can be. Each of them have these really huge cards. I mean, look at this, is the size of my hand. These cards are huge, and there's 8 total in the game. In this case, let's just play with 4 heroes. Each player that picks a hero gets a standee and a color, and they'll put some hearts on here. Each of them have a different special ability. There's 4 of 8 of them that I show here. In addition, each player gets 3 heart tokens. If they ever lose all 3, they die and the heroes lose. Each one gets a special ability. We'll go over some of these later. The person playing the Titan wins in one of 3 conditions. Number 1, they're able to devour or eat all the 12 citizens that are there. Or if they're able to get 1 hero to lose all 3 hearts. Or if the Titan's able to remove all 6 cannons from the tower. The heroes have one victory condition. They need to get the Titan's strength all the way down to somewhere in the kill zone and be able to have the right tactic card up. There's 7 of these. 2 of them will allow you to possibly kill the Titan. In this case, eradication, you need to have somebody on the 8th level and have 2 swords on their dice. Someone on the 5th level have 2 cannons and of course have them in the kill zone. If all that's there, then the heroes would win. Now at the beginning of the game, the Titan actually gets to pick one of 4 Titans to be. On the left you see Basic, then there is Deviant, then there's Destruction, and then there's Voracious. Each one of these gives them different special abilities for the game and a different set of 7 cards, which is pretty much what they're playing throughout the entire game. So depending on which of these 4 you play, the Titan will play differently. Now each round goes through different phases. The first phase is the Titan player selects 2 of the cards. They have 7 to choose from at the beginning of the game. They'll choose any 2 of these cards to play for that round. One card will be placed face up, one card will be placed face down. So at some point during the round, the heroes know that trample is going to happen. What this says is that for every hero that's on 0 level, which means on the ground near the Titan, they would remove one of those 3 heart tokens. Remember, if they lose 3, they're out of the game and they lose. And if you remove 1 heart token from each of the heroes that are on level 0, if they don't fulfill this condition. So over the course of the game, they'll be rolling dice, and in this case, they're trying to get every person that's on level 0 is trying to get 2 of these sort of grappling hooks to be able to defend it and make sure that this card does not trigger. Then there's going to be one that triggers that they can't see. So that's kind of what the Titan's doing and what the heroes are trying to do. So after the Titan selects the 2 cards, one face up and one face down, each of the heroes will roll all of their dice. Now these are big chunky dice, man. Here's my thumb, which is pretty big. These are nice dice. Now, there's 6 different symbols on the dice. I already showed you sort of the grappling hook that's used for defense. Anytime you roll this gets given to the Titan. This is going to allow them to activate a special ability, so you don't want to give them those, but you have to as soon as you roll it. Everybody, either simultaneously or one at a time, can re-roll dice that they want for the strategy that they're going to use for that round. So let's say this player is like, well, I don't want to use the shield. I'll tell you what these do later. They'll re-roll. You can re-roll a dice or as many dice as many times as you want and in any order between you and all players. But if you roll one of those, it's going to go to the Titan. So it's a pressure luck mechanism. Once you're fine with your rolls, then we're going to activate what all the Titan faces. Now we're playing with the basic Titan today, and so with all these faces, this Titan player can activate these. Now, he can activate any one of these 3 things as many times as he wants or can. He could spend 2 of these dice to remove 1 citizen token. Remember, once they remove 12 of those by their feet, they win the game. They could spend 3 of them to regeneration, so move their health marker 4 spaces in the healthy. This would be good in future rounds because if the track was, say, down here in the weak zone and they activated that, they could go 1, 2, 3, 4 and get them further away from the kill zone. So that's doing that. This one is choose a hero and make it lose 1 life. And that's huge because if any hero loses all 3 life, the game's over and the Titan wins. But they couldn't mix and match. They could use like this twice because 2 and 2. They could devour 2 citizens and then do nothing with this. Or maybe they'll do 3, they'll regenerate, and then they'll spend these 2 to remove a citizen, any way they see fit. After they do that, these dice are giving back to each of the heroes with that color. Then those people have one last roll to roll these. If it's a face, it just goes out and is not played this round. They'll get it back next round, and then that's what you'd have to deal with. And then all the heroes must then resolve the cards that the Titan put out. Now, at the beginning of the game, each of the players can start on level 0, 3, or 5. And so this card was, hey, every person at 0 has to put 2 of these down there. So this player either would have had to have saved 2 of these on their dice like this, and if they did, this would not happen to that player. But if they did not have 2 of these to place on this to activate it, they would lose 1 of their 3 hearts, which would be terrible. Then you resolve the face down card. Now, the Titan had a feeling that the players are going to go up to the cannons and try to shoot. This says, for each player that's on either level 3 or 5 where the cannons are, remove 1 cannon for each hero on levels 3 and 5, unless each of them do that. So again, if those other players did not have those 2 each of these, then it would remove cannons. So in this case, let's just say that neither of them had those. So in this case, if neither had it, there's 1 hero here, 1 hero here, you'd have to remove them. Now, it doesn't much matter which levels the cannons are on. This is a total amount of cannons. There's 4 here. Again, if the Titan gets rid of all 6, the Titan wins. Now, let's just look at these 2 players together, for example. This is not really going to do us any good now because we've already resolved all those cards. This player has 2 cannons, which allows them to shoot 2 cannons, assuming there's at least 2 on the tower. This allows you to move. This allows you to slash and cannons and moving. So let's look at the red player. They could move and 2 cannons. So there are players here, and they could use their 2 cannons because they're on one of the towers. Each one of these does 2 damage, so the Titan would have taken 4 damage. And again, that's tracked right there. Now the move can move you up and down a tower level, or you can move from this tower level to the floor, or you can move up or down 1 level. So he can go from 3 to a 4, or 3 to a 2. Maybe they're going to move up to level 4, hoping that they're going to be able to start slashing the Titan next round. The green one also had 2 cannons. Now notice, the red player played 2 cannons. The green player played 2 cannons. You can only play as many total cannons as there are on here. So if the green player had played 3 cannons, they'd only be able to play 2 of them because the other player already used 2, and there's only 2 left. Doesn't matter which level, just cannons in total. So that player would do 4 more damage because of 2 cannon hits. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, getting them down pretty quick. Now that player also had a move and slash. So let's say they go from level 5 to level 6, and then they hit it with the slash with the sword, and that's 1 more damage. So you're getting them close to the kill zone there. Now that's pretty much it. You'd reset for the next round. You'd continue playing like that. Now the 2 cards that the Titan played comes out for 1 round. They can't play them again 2 rounds in a row, so they have 5 cards to choose 2 from, and then they just cycle through them like that. Now there's these tactic cards. Again, huge cards. Love these cards. They're all face up, and they're in a pile like this. Now this is what the situation of what's currently happening. The heroes are trying to activate these conditions. Condition 1, a player on level 4 and 2 of the grappling hooks. A player on level 3 and using a cannon. Now it has to be used on this, not, you can't actually use it for this and the cannon. So you do this, and if you have 2 other cannons throughout all the other players, you can activate this. This says for the rest of the game, the Titan player will play both actions face up. Well, that's great. And then this would come out of the game, and now this is getting less. And that's important because 2 of these 7 cards will allow you to kill the Titan, like this one, Eradication. If you have someone on the top, and 2 swords, someone on the cannons on level 5 with 2 cannons, and he's in the kill zone, well then you would have won the game. There's only 2 of there. There's that, and then there's neck slash, which similar thing, except a player has to be here with 2 grappling hooks. So that's pretty much how you play. And finally, some of the special abilities of the heroes, where Connie is, you do 1 move dice, can move you twice. Or this player can use cannons when they're not on the tower. Or this player, each sword is worth 2 swords. Or this player with the shield, they essentially can rearrange the tactic deck to get the one on there that most benefits them. All right, well, there's Attack on Titan. So first things first, I think this game has great production. That big, huge Titan is really cool. Granted, it's creepy looking, but the actual thing is cool. How you're jumping up and down, the towers are nice. I really like the large cards in this game. The ones that the tactic cards that you're trying to activate to do something good against the Titan are really cool. The hero cards are very large too. So really cool production of the cards. I'm glad that they did that because they're larger than any cards I'm used to seeing in a game. And so I love the production. The big chunky dice were really nice as well. So excellent production here. Obviously, the best thing I'm going to like about this game is because the game is asymmetric. It's one versus many. I tend to really like those types of games. And obviously, the sides feel very different. One side's trying to strategize and roll dice and take out the other one. The other one's trying to think about what they might be doing. A little bit of head game, a little bit of guessing, a little bit of double bluffing, and tactically playing cards to stop them. So I like how both sides feel very different. And I also like that, if you dislike co-op games, but everybody else around does, well, then you can be the Titan. Everyone else can play co-op, and I think it'll be a good fit for your group. The game has an interesting press your luck dice mechanism where, hey, you're rolling your dice and you can re-roll them. But if you re-roll them and you get the Titan's head, well, you're going to give it to them and they're going to be able to do some nasty stuff to you. So you're like, oh, I want to re-roll them, but I don't want to re-roll them. That's kind of a cool aspect, but at least you get one more roll of those dice. So I like the way that those mechanisms worked. It made the game tense. So even though you're chucking dice, there is some good strategy behind pressing your luck or not. Not even mentioning the strategy that's behind once you get the dice back and you're doing these things, trying to figure out what you should do. You're trying to line your people up that's on the tactic card, or maybe you're trying to flip through those tactic cards to find something of where you're already at. So I think this game has a great mix of strategy and luck. I mean, yes, it's a dice chucker for a little bit, but there is some strategy behind what you're doing. You are trying to collaborate and plan together, and I think that's a really cool thing of this game. I like that it has multiple Titans. So yeah, I mean, every game you play could possibly be different. There's 4 different Titans, and each of them have different special abilities and a whole new set of 7 cards, so it would keep the game fresh for a while. Anything I can think about to warn you about, or any cons I could say about this? Well, this is an IP, right? A lot of people out there know Attack on Titan, and those people are probably going to love the game regardless. For me, the theme, the IP, did not draw me in at all. If anything, it actually pushed me away from it because the Titan looked creepy, and I didn't know any of the characters, so it was like a net neutral, maybe even a slightly net negative just because of how creepy that Titan looked. I would have loved to have seen. Now, Cryptozoic has the license for Ghostbusters, and they just put out Ghostbusters 2, an Ameritrash game where you're going around rolling dice. And man, if they would have made this a Ghostbuster theme with having you climb up the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, I bet you this thing would have sold gangbusters, even more than probably both the Ghostbusters games combined. I would have bought this thing. I mean, that would have been so much more fun. The game is excellent. It's actually a very good game, but it would have been even better if it was something that I cared about, or probably maybe more of the mass public would have cared about. So I would have loved to have seen this Ghostbusters with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And also, it might be, even though there's a good mix of luck and strategy, some hardcore strategy gamers might feel like there's too much luck in the game. And in that case, they might still want to play the Titan side, but they might still not like it in the end because there is a decent amount of luck, but I think it's mixed well with strategy. So that's it for Attack on Titan.
This video was sponsored by Miniature Market's Review Corner. The Review Corner features podcasts, video, and written game reviews by gamers for gamers. Miniature Market, the online gaming superstore. Thousands of board games, discounted prices. Check them out at miniaturemarket.com.